Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. So on today's episode is another buddy of mine. On the very first podcast that we've ever recorded, we had a guest. His name was Zach Jackson. Today is his brother, DJ. And DJ has a certification. He is a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and also a local trainer at the 24-Hour Fitness in Yorba Linda, California. So please welcome my guest, Daniel Jackson. Here we go. I'll pull up my questions. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to answer one. Okay? All right. Lightning round, 20 questions with DJ. Okay, first one. Would you rather have 3 feet or 3 hands?
3 hands.
Would you rather have all your shirts be 2 sizes too big or have all of them be 1 size too small?
1 size too small.
Okay. Would you rather lose your sense of taste or your sense of smell?
That doesn't make sense because isn't part of taste smell?
That's different.
No, I think they're connected.
They are
Why
connected.
the fuck is this on
Read
here?
a biology
God
book.
See, this is the internet at its finest.
I would rather lose smell.
Okay. Would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout?
I'm a loud person.
Yeah,
Shout.
I can see you shouting. Would you rather live the rest of your life with silent but uncontrollable gas or loud, uncontrollable sneezing?
Wow. Woo. We'll go with the sneezing because that's not going to smell bad.
Okay. 6th question. Would you rather be able to freeze time or travel in time?
Travel.
Okay. Would you rather live without music or without television?
Television.
Okay.
I kind of already do.
Yeah.
Would you Most trainers.
Yeah. We don't have lives. We literally go to work and take naps everywhere we can.
Yeah.
Would you rather know how you are going to die or when you are going to die?
How?
Yeah. Yeah, I would want that too.
How? I don't want to know the timing.
Would you rather wrestle a bear or an alligator?
I've seen The Revenant. Definitely an alligator.
Okay. Would you rather only be able to speak in rhyme or only be able to speak using alliteration?
Probably rhyme.
Okay. Would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes?
Repeat the question.
So would you rather be trapped in a small room with 10,000 tarantulas for 10 minutes or eat 10 tarantulas in 10 minutes?
Be trapped in a room.
Damn, okay. For the spider people, they're not going to like this. Would you rather lose all of your teeth or all of your hair?
All my hair.
Oh, you're kind of... yeah.
You
shaved your head anyways.
You can't properly eat without teeth.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Would you rather never be able to wear makeup again or never be able to leave the house without a full face of makeup, but you can only use kids' makeup? What? Well...
This definitely applies to my life.
What the fuck? That is funny. Would you rather have the ability to read people's minds or make 2 people fall in love?
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about that last question. Read minds or make 2 people fall in love? Spread the love.
Really?
Too, yeah.
I'd rather read people's minds. Just to know get a sense of what they're thinking and how they think.
Oh, man.
I could give a shit about love right now. That's just it, man. So yeah. Hey,
that was 20?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was 15. But yeah. How you doing?
Doing good, man.
Yeah. You worked out this morning?
I did.
What'd you work out?
Well, I did a lot of rotational work. I did a lot of sleds, some landmine stuff, a lot of...
You do really some unorthodox stuff. I've seen.
And I knew this would definitely come up today. So basically, the last 3 months I've been studying this movement system. It's called GODA. And it's basically the idea, it's called greatest of all time athletes.
Okay.
Right? Or greatest of all time actions. And basically the idea is if you look at the movement patterns of the greatest athletes of all time and toddlers, babies, indigenous people, right? The evidence is there that we're actually more rotational creatures rather than like pistons, linear creatures, right? Planes, right? So when it comes to movement, like Michael Jordan, like every time he jumps or accelerates, his heel moves away, right?
Right.
So I'm planning on getting my certification through this as well eventually. But the idea is heel away. Other movement cues, right? It's really unorthodox stuff.
So why the heel away though? Like, what does that do?
So the heel away thing, basically what it does is it gets you more on the outside edge of your foot.
Okay.
Right. So when you coach like a football player or a basketball player or a baseball player, you teach them to stay inside ankle bone high when they're on their toes accelerating.
Right.
So inside ankle bone high puts you more on the outside edge. If you're on the inside edge, ankle caves in, that's an Achilles tear, an ankle sprain, a ACL tear waiting to happen. So that's why a lot of people who are duck-footed, they can get injured if they do decide to run sprints, change of direction work, anything like that.
Okay.
They're at higher risk.
Okay. Damn, that's insane. Yeah, because I see you pushing the sleds and then you
I rotate.
In. You rotate in. So I was like, whoa.
Front foot, front hip externally rotates, back foot internally rotates.
Have you noticed a change?
Absolutely. And it's the craziest thing because, there's a bit of like cognitive dissonance for me because I'm so used to the deadlift, squat, cleans, all that stuff.
Right.
And
Power
they
movements.
are like, all the GOATA coaches are like completely anti-squat, deadlift, clean. Yeah.
Really?
It's really weird.
What?
The reason why that is because one, it's heels down, right? And if you're teaching an athlete to be on the balls of their feet to accelerate, because 90% of movement is forward, right? Even though we do move back at times as athletes. And then on top of that, they call it reverse movement. So if I'm trying to teach an athlete to move forward, why would I teach them to tuck their hips under and go backwards? Right?
Oh,
yeah.
Super smart. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a different way of looking at it.
Oh, it's completely different, dude. It's
what made
kind of a red pill.
What made you want to look that up though? Were you just kind of browsing around and?
Well, so I worked for the factory performance.
Yeah. Okay.
So Matt Robinson is the head coach there. He was my strength and conditioning coach in high school when I was playing basketball and football. And I just one day, like, I would observe athletes that I've trained before or that I even played basketball with in high school.
Right.
And I walked up to him one day and I was like, have you ever noticed that like pigeon-toed people are super fast? Like, this is just an observation I kind of had. I said, what do you think about that? And he goes, I got something for you. And then he sent me all this GOATA stuff.
And then that made your...
And that just
turn on a
complete
new
rabbit hole. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, there's this other page that I follow. It's PJ Performance.
Pierre?
No, it's not Pierre. They run Strong by Science. I don't know if you follow that page. So it's a good page to follow. And it's run by these guys. One guy's name is Max. One guy's name is PJ. His Instagram name is PJ Performance.
Yeah.
And he always talks about that. It's funny that you say that, how you twerk your foot in and heel out, because he always pinpoints that with his basketball athletes. And he always highlights on that with Michael Jordan and gives us the explanation why. And I'm like, oh shit.
All the GOATA guys are constantly showing slow motion videos of Michael Jordan. And it's funny because if you look at like GOATAs, right? Greatest of all time athletes, like Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, right? These guys are all considered GOATAs. If you look at like Usain Bolt, even though he's a linear athlete, right? He still has all the movement cues that would make him a GOATA, right?
Okay.
And there's a bunch of different stuff that, for example, like the back foot, the heel rotates out, right? Which keeps you on outside edge. And then the front foot, your landing foot, has to also be on outside edge. So they call that a bow and a corner, right?
Okay.
But so Michael Jordan, it's funny because I got into this GOATA stuff, and then have you seen The Last Dance?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching it with my dad, and I would like mind blown. I would just see him walk, and he's like slightly pigeon-toed, and he's always rotating, right?
Yeah.
And it makes perfect sense because he played a long career and only got injured maybe 1 or 2 times.
Right. Damn, that's crazy. That was one of the best Netflix documentaries I've watched, by the way. The Last Dance. Bro, that guy put in the grind time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, he didn't think about anything else besides basketball.
No, and then was it Dennis Rodman? They found him in Vegas.
In Vegas before a playoff game? Yeah.
I died.
Can you imagine?
Mike's like, it was funny, like on the show, Mike's like, I have to go to Vegas and pick this guy up. And then Dennis was in there with, I don't know, who was it? Carmen Electra? He was with Carmen Electra in like the bedroom. And I guess they were telling in the documentary that she hid because it was Michael Jordan at the door. And then he went to go get Dennis Rodman and bring him back.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I was just laughing at all the pictures they were showing of him in Vegas.
Yeah, dude, that guy was a nut. That's crazy because Dennis could go out and party his ass off and just do all the drugs in the world.
And then still get 20 rebounds a game.
And perform. I'm like, dude, what? That's kind of how like Gronkowski is right now on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Do you watch football?
No, I don't.
Okay. So that's how kind of Gronkowski is, huh? Well, you have to admit, so Gronk took what, 2 years, a year off? 2 years off? A year. So this guy was a tight end for the New England Patriots. Big, genetically gifted tight end, and he played with Tom Brady. Took a year off, went into WWE. And
Why
just
did he take a year off?
I think he just retired, right?
I think he was just done getting hurt.
Yeah, he was done getting hurt, and then he got super skinny at one point and just started partying. And there was this article to where he would explain how he would go party and drink the night before practices and playoffs, and he would just outperform everybody. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? I guess people are just genetically gifted like that.
Maybe that makes you super chill the next day and like gives you this crazy sense of confidence.
I know. If I did half the stuff that those guys did, there was no way I could go out in the field and perform.
Absolutely not.
So you worked at the factory, right? And then
yeah, that was like one of my part-time jobs.
Uh-huh.
I helped coach Sonora girls basketball and then Yorba Linda's boys lacrosse team.
Okay, and then you moved full time to 24.
Actually, yeah, I've been full time at 24 since 2017.
Damn, 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. How do you like it there?
It's okay. I mean, right now it's just rough because 24 went bankrupt, all these pay cuts, but I love it. It's great. Other than that, I mean,
do you ever see yourself moving on your own?
Yes, eventually.
And like kind of doing your own thing, kind of like what your brother's doing?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, before the pay cuts and the bankruptcy and all that, like, it's just different, right? So when you're private, there's a little bit more work you have to do, right? Whereas 24 or like a corporate gym, they'll do the work for you. They'll do the scheduling, the computer work, right? All that, right? So there's a little bit, I'm kind of comfortable there, right? So it's just a matter of making that jump.
Yeah, that's how I was. So kind of like you, I was at LA Fitness for 4 years.
Oh, you're at LA.
And I was comfortable too because they did all the hard stuff. They did scheduling.
Yeah. All the book work.
All the book work. Signing up people. Made sure I was happy. And I liked it. But I was like, wait a minute. I'm not getting paid enough. And it sucks when you like venture out on your own because you have to do all that stuff yourself.
It's a grind.
And you have to work your ass off. But it does pay off. Like, I'm not going to lie. Your brother could tell you. Shout out to Zach. But I think you hit a certain point, you feel comfortable, but you don't want to stay in the same position you're at.
For sure.
Do you train mostly athletes at 24 or do you train like a variety
I
of
love
people?
training athletes. I have probably like 4 young athletes right now.
Okay.
But the rest are just, weight loss, rehab, just all that good stuff. Just the normal spectrum.
Yeah.
I've always been the kind of trainer, like, whatever your goal is, I should be able to get you to that goal.
Right.
And if I don't know how to get you to that goal, then I'll do the research.
Right. And then you do jiu-jitsu as well, right?
Yep.
You still train, right? How many times a week?
Yeah, I got a tournament in 2 weeks.
Where at?
Dana Point.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to Pan Am's?
No. That
No.
was in Orlando this year. They normally have it in Irvine.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why'd they move that?
I don't know.
You're a
Maybe
brown
some-
belt, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been a brown belt for?
Since, oh gosh. I don't even keep track of the dates. I just train.
Well, how long have you been training?
I've been training almost 9 years now. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
You know, and then time off for shoulder injuries, that sort of thing.
Miscellaneous stuff.
Ankle injuries.
Okay.
All that stuff. But yeah, 9 years altogether.
What got you into training jiu-jitsu? What was like the very beginning for DJ?
Ooh, the very beginning. I was 8 years old and Zach was training karate and he had gotten his black belt. And then just 8-year-old DJ was like, I want to do this. Right. So then I started training karate up until high school, played high school sports.
Mhm.
And then after high school, I was like, you know what? I need to do something, right? Something
Right.
competitive, something
Right.
that pushes me,
Right.
not just go to the gym and move weights around, right? So I went back to karate. And, you know, once you find MMA, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, you realize that some of the older traditional martial arts, they're not as effective, right? So I asked Zach, I was like, hey, I'd love to do jiu-jitsu. Like, where should I go? And he said, oh, check out Half Gracie. So that was my first gym, Half Gracie OC, which was, now it doesn't exist anymore. But
Where are you at now?
I'm at Brea Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then as far what's the age difference between you and your brother, Zach?
5.5.
So he's 5.5 years older than you.
Mhm.
How old are you?
I am 25.
Damn.
Mhm.
I would have guessed you're a little older. Okay.
Everyone says that. I don't know why, because I act like a 12-year-old.
Well, one, because you're a giant. You're a giant man. Must be the beard too. But I have a baby face, so it's all good. I look like I'm 12.
That's good.
And I'm almost 30.
That's
So.
good. You'll probably have that in your 40s.
Who do you think, not to be biased, but who do you think is a better martial artist between you and your brother?
Oh, if it's on the ground, I'm winning. If it's standing up, he's winning.
Yeah, I can see that. He's more of
Yeah.
a boxer, right?
Dude,
a
he's like
kickboxer?
little Crow Cop.
I see his kicks. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
But then I see you and your rolls. I'm like, what the fuck? Like you guys make a team of fucking assassins right now.
Yeah. I was training. I was one of the kids coaches and jiu-jitsu coaches at UFC gym in Fullerton for a while. And like every Saturday, I would bring in a bunch of my buddies. Some of them are pros, amateur fighters, and I would just have all of them spar because, you know, Zach wanted to get some rounds in, and his right roundhouse kick would just drop people. He's like little Crow Cop, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it would just drop people.
So what tournaments have you won as far as being in jiu-jitsu? Like what have you
I've won a couple fake world championships.
fake world champions? What are those?
So in jiu-jitsu, I don't know if you've found this out, but like the IBJJF,
Yeah.
right? That is like the real worlds, right?
Okay.
So if you're a world champion under IBJJF, you're like the real deal.
You're a legit
So I've
elite
won-
athlete.
What?
You're a legit elite athlete as far as like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you could maybe consider that like a professional athlete,
Right.
right? So, I mean, I'm not a full-time competitor, even though I'd love to be, right? These guys, they train twice a day, right? 5 to 6, 7 days a week, right?
Jesus.
These kids live on the mat, right? So I basically only compete stuff that I feel like I actually have a chance in, right? So, you know, I work a lot. So I compete in like Jiu-Jitsu World League Worlds, different stuff like that. They're not as prestigious as IBJJF,
Right.
right?
And a lot of people too, because we're coaches and I recently got into jiu-jitsu too. So how do you make that work with, because you got to do your strength and conditioning, you have to go to jiu-jitsu and you have to train clients. So how do you get all that shit
That's
done?
funny because somebody was asking me that yesterday because they just started martial arts. They just started doing kickboxing basically.
Okay.
And he's a really good power lifter. And he's like, how do you balance the strength with the martial arts? And I just think it's simple. It's like figure out what skill you want to work on first. So if you want to perfect your powerlifting, do more of that. if you want to perfect your jiu-jitsu, do more jiu-jitsu than you are powerlifting, strength training, etc. Right?
Okay.
So ideally, I'd love to be on the mat as much as possible and then only strength train 3 times a week. Right?
Right. Okay.
So,
Damn. Yeah, because my thing is too, you have to have both, because I usually work out 6 times a week and then do jiu-jitsu 3 because I want to be a stronger athlete for my weight class. Now my lifting has changed a little bit. I can't do biceps and triceps for 3 times a week because that is very counterintuitive to what I'm doing. You know, that's what a lot of people don't realize when you're doing a sport or when you're getting into a sport. You kind of have to, and you want to excel at that sport too, right? You have to change how you're lifting and what way you're lifting, the different tempos and how your day is even. Because, dude, we don't, as coaches, we don't freaking sleep. Like, we have weird hours. We start at 5, we end at like 9. We only have like that weird gap in between the day. And usually that's when we nap or go run errands or lift if we can, or just do miscellaneous stuff too.
Dude, I remember being 18, training 6 days a week, sometimes 7, hitting open mats on Sundays.
Right.
And seeing all these guys that worked all the time and being like, how do you not have time to train? And now that I'm a trainer,
right?
I'm like, oh man, I've been so humbled.
Yeah. Real life here. Welcome to adulthood.
Right.
That is crazy. So when do you usually get your black belt? That's at the 10-year mark, right?
I mean, I've heard on average is 8 to 10 years to get your black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Okay. I got a long way to go.
Hey. Yes, you do.
Well, right now I'm getting wrecked. I'm actually doing better. The only thing that's helping me is my wrestling background.
Yeah.
So I wrestled for 6 years, but I still get my ass whooped by 16-year-old kids in there. Like, it's
dude.
Especially with a gi, because I'm not used to it. So when we do no gi and we roll, I'm a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
But when we do gi, I kind of am still uncomfortable when people pull on my freaking collar or my sleeve or my leg sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, I need to get used to that aspect of it. You know, it's a different atmosphere. It's a different game.
Gi's also crazy grip strength.
Oh, dude, my hands are throbbing at the end of that hour or 90 minutes or however long we roll. Yeah. My hands are throbbing. It's kind of like, so for the people that haven't done it with a gi, it's kind of like going rock climbing for 2 hours.
Yeah,
like
rock climbing with paper thin grips.
Yeah, your hands are just tore up. Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. Fuck, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna stick to it though. So
yeah. How many times a week are you training?
2 to 3. Right now, I can't train because my thumb got caught in some kid's gi, and I got a stress fracture in my thumb. Ugh. Yeah, so I'm out for a little bit. I can't. Yeah, so I can't, like, you've seen it. So my thumb grew the size of 2 basically, and I can't bench with dumbbells. I can't really do like any overhead pressing with like I can't really work with dumbbells. It's all barbell work that I have to work with. So yeah, it's the shitty part. I'll give it like another week or so by the time I get back.
Wait, so he wrapped it in the gi? And
No. So I was trying to get him in a hip toss, and my thumb either got caught in the belt of the gi or something. But right when I pulled and I tossed him, something like pulled and popped, and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" And I got up. I was like, "Ow." And my thumb just blew up like a golf ball. And I was like, oh shit.
Dude, fingers are the worst.
Yeah, it's because they're
so
caught.
Painful.
Yeah. And Mauricio, so my professor Mauricio.
Chinguinia.
He's like, what happened? And I showed him. He's like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah. So I'll go back in like a couple of weeks or so and see how I do. But yeah.
Go back and drill.
Yeah.
Ease into it.
And everything.
You won't do that. You'll go right into sparring as soon as you feel better.
Well, dude, it's that ego.
Yeah.
You know, it's that ego. It's like, no, I got it. And then you'll get checked real quick. But I don't know. I think martial arts is a good thing too, because you get your bell rung. And I think that's important for everybody as well. Yeah. You know, in the very beginning, probably for you, I thought when I was going in there, I got a wrestling background. I'll do okay. Nope. I was getting choked out by 16-year-old kids. I was getting choked out by black belts. I would even Mauricio was toying with me.
It's so foreign for wrestlers to be on their back too.
Yeah.
Whereas your back hits the ground and you're like, oh God, right?
I'm like, no, stand up.
But jiu-jitsu guys, you know, they can take naps and still
roll.
roll.
Yeah. So one thing I wanted to talk to you about too is like the post. What was it? Millionaires. Was it you posted something? I said I would steal this. What was that? Do you remember that post that you posted? It was like millionaires can be. You can be a millionaire under a Republican, or you can be a millionaire under a Democrat. Or was it another one?
Oh, you did mention that.
Do you remember that?
I can look it up on my phone real
Okay,
quick.
because one thing that's going on in the world today, and we're gonna bring this up right now.
Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
Are we doing this?
We're fucking doing this. We're fucking doing this.
That was some deep eye contact. So that's how I know we're doing this.
We're doing this. No, just like everything that's going on now, and what's going on with the presidential debate as far as, Trump and Biden. Like, what do you think about it?
So my thoughts on all the debates, I hate how they're more like arguments.
Right.
Rather than what is your stance on this policy and your stance on this policy.
Right.
Right. It's too much attacking each other rather than being objective towards policy.
Right.
I'm also the last person that looks into politics. But I will say this, like, I don't think I've ever been so conservative in my life as of lately,
Right. No, I don't blame you. It's more like a blame game. And that's with both parties.
Absolutely.
I'm not being on one side or the other. I'm being neutral. It's a blame game.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, this person's doing this wrong. This person's doing this wrong. Well, first off, how about we stop blaming the other person and figure out, hey, what are you going to do with this objective? What are you going to do with this objective?
Yeah.
Why do you think your objective is better than this person? Without slamming them with something out of left field. And it's pretty sad that where we've gone to in the world of politics today, where everybody's just slamming each other, like just shitting on each other left and right with like all these allegations.
And that's what the news is now too.
Yeah.
And it's super sad. I mean,
social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
It's and that's what sucks about it too. With Facebook and Instagram, if they don't agree with something that you post, it'll either get deleted or flagged.
Oh, it's terrible.
And like my mom posted something the other day. It got deleted, right?
What was it?
She just posted something about Trump and Biden. And she said her opinion on something. And basically what happened is Facebook flagged it. And she took a screenshot of it and she sent it to me. And Facebook's like,
damn you, Zuckerberg.
Well, no, Facebook's basically like, they flagged it and they said, for more information about this, go on this website and you'll see, like, it just started listing all the fact checkers and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just
dude, it's so hard to believe things, even if you fact checked it.
Well,
I'm still skeptical.
Well, that's the thing too. You don't know what to believe as far as like the media or with Facebook and Instagram, because you can easily manipulate a video clip, right? You can easily manipulate what someone says and take it out of context.
Absolutely.
You can easily...
They do that all the time.
Right?
Right?
And that's the shitty part about nowadays is a lot of people are getting their information from those media outlets, whether it's only from Facebook or Instagram or CNN or Fox News, wherever you look at it. And dude, it's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad that I think people cling to identity more than they cling to the objective truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people will believe things based off their party, not off actually researching the actual and treating every situation differently, right? With reason, with objectivity, all that.
I think people just want to be a part of something.
Exactly. Identity.
It's just
right? Whether it's group or self.
Yeah, people just want to, and especially those people, they don't want to take the time to put the work in and research on a topic.
I mean, you said it. It's work. It's work to research.
Yeah.
It's work to go down rabbit holes and see if things are actually true.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and if that, like, you don't know till it's, if Trump says something or something if somebody gives him a false allegation about something, or Biden, he does something and someone's like, oh, he did this. You don't actually know that because you weren't there and you're not Biden or you're not Trump. So it's like
exactly.
It's hard to believe that. You have to go with who you are as a person and not be like, oh, my friends are going with here. I'm going to join my friends and I'm going to be a part of something. And screw you and like F this and stuff like that.
Yep.
And that's where the problem starts, and I it sucks because social media is feeding that. They feed that fire
Absolutely.
for more clickbaits,
Absolutely.
and more clicks and likes and comments and more posts and videos and snippets of shit getting taken out of videos.
Yep.
I just the world's gone crazy right now.
It is, and COVID has made it way worse.
Well, you guys are open now for COVID, right? For 24, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what percent capacity this is, but we allow 90 people in.
What's your max capacity?
That's 90 people.
No, before COVID.
Oh, before? I have no idea.
Do you do in-home training too?
Is 24 listening?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay, good. Let's just make sure 24 is not listening. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Mm-hmm.
I always liked it because
right now I have to do both.
Well, how are you supposed to work and provide for yourself if you're at a company who allows a certain amount of people in at once?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to put food on the table? How are you supposed to pay your bills?
And a company that just went bankrupt.
Yeah, and a company that just went bankrupt. That's the thing I don't understand as far as the business side. You can work for us, but you're only allowed a certain amount of hours, but you're still technically full time. How is that supposed to work? Like, I don't understand their business role model behind it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's tough because, I'm not working as many hours as 24. So there's probably I probably have like 4 to 5 people on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough because then you're like, do I keep it a secret from 24? Do I tell them? So if they ask, I tell them. But
right.
Other than that, yeah, it's definitely a tough balance. And trust me, going private is like constantly in the back of my head.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you jump the gun? Honestly, if you took your clients from, okay, you know what? Screw 24. Screw all the corporate businesses. Like, that dude, I always say that on the show. Like, screw like all the corporate businesses. Like, it sucks because it's a numbers game. They don't take care of their people. Now, if you were to show me a corporation that takes care of their clients really well, then hey, I'd give them props.
Yeah.
But as far as 24 goes, Fitness 19, LA Fitness, like all they care about is numbers. So screw them.
Yeah, and I think another thing too is you're a trainer. So what did you get into training for?
I got into training to help people.
Right, to help people, right?
Yeah.
That's everybody's reason. And it's a damn good one, right? And so when you work for a company that just focuses on numbers and not actually helping people or actually results, right? So, I mean, I got a lot of development from different trainers, different fitness managers when I first started there, which helped a lot.
You need that.
Oh, absolutely. Right? But there was still this need to get numbers up. And I'm like, I'm trying to get numbers down for my clients on the scale. I'm not trying to get numbers up.
Doesn't that get annoying though after a while that they're just canning you and just...
Well, to be honest, and if they're listening, I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm not sorry. They don't really focus on me. I'm in the maybe top. You know Kenny?
Yeah, I had him on the show.
Yeah. Kenny, he's one of the top trainers. I'm one of the top trainers. So they kind of just let us be, which is really good. So we have a lot of freedom, right? But as for the newer trainers, right, they need development. They need to learn the system, right? And I had that too. They need just a little bit more push.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think coming out of a coach, right, it's good to start there. It's good to start at a corporation just to get your feet wet. I mean, you can start at a private gym.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I was making great money before that. So I honestly, it's not that I disagree with you when you say you can make more money going private. It's just different, right? But both, you're still going to have to put the work in.
Yes.
Either or.
And it depends on how much workload you want for yourself.
Exactly.
For you, it might be different.
Mm-hmm.
Or
for sure.
For me, but
for sure.
It just depends on what you want as a person. It doesn't even have to be like a coaching thing. It could be a career thing too. Like, yeah, when you start your own business or start your own company, you're going to have to put a lot of work in. You're going to have to put a lot of effort in. Or you could be that person, yeah, I'm fine at my 9-to-5 job. I'm comfortable. I like the benefits here, which is, I mean, I don't disagree with that. If that's that person's choice, go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But like for me, when I left kind of like you. Like I think I developed really well from the different training staff and the managers.
How long have you been a trainer?
8 years.
Dang.
I put in time. I know it looks like I'm 15.
That's okay.
Yeah. So, I've been a coach for 8 years and I've seen it all. Or not all, but I've seen the good, the bad, and ugly as far as like the business side.
Oh, for sure.
And
for sure.
Clients and with corporations too, with LA Fitness, it was a revolving door with my bosses. I would have, how many different bosses did we have? Like 10?
Oh,
we had
easily.
Dude, we had in the 4 years that I worked there, we had 10 different managers in charge of the fitness.
See, that's insane
of it.
Because there's no consistency at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing that you get with the corporate gym. Yeah. Now you can start there, like I said, reiterating about what I said. But it's always good, I think, to kind of veer off and explore new things.
Well, I definitely, so here's the main reason why I haven't made the jump. One, I'm making, well, before the pandemic, good money.
Right.
But two, I want to start my own jiu-jitsu school.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, I mean,
big
as soon as that black belt comes in, I'm out of there. So,
really?
Yeah. So that's...
You have everything set up now?
As far as what?
Like you got your plan as far as what you want to do with the school?
Yes.
Like where you want it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your plan?
I can't give that away.
Oh, man.
I'm just kidding. I will. No, I definitely want to stay within the area. So either Placentia, Anaheim. And right now, definitely start small. So some sort of industrial area.
Right.
Honestly, I looked at a place that was in like a shopping center that was right on Yorba Linda Boulevard. It was perfect. But the problem was it was too expensive, right? So obviously, I think more of like a commercial areas are going to be super expensive. So as far as, it's just about getting a facility, really. I mean, that's all it is.
Right.
So, and finding one that's affordable.
So would you do both? That's a huge job. That's a huge jump. So to have your own school and then coach.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably have clients during the day, and you know, jiu-jitsu school hours. You know, you have your morning classes, your afternoon is for kids classes, and then evenings are for adult classes.
Right.
So, I'd probably definitely squeeze in some private training too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
So that's the main reason.
Oh
why
God! And then
I have not left.
And then you can't open your own gym until you have your black belt. Is that the rule?
No, you can open a gym at blue belt.
Really?
Yes.
There's these guys. I think we talked about this last week. I don't know if you see. They're two brothers or two friends, and what they do is
jiu-jitsu guys.
Yeah. And they go around and they expose fake jiu-jitsu schools. And I don't know if you've seen this. Look it up on like when you have free time on
I've
YouTube.
Seen many videos of like fake black belts getting messed up by other black belts and even like blue belts and purple belts.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they tell the guy, like, take your belt off. You're not a black belt, huh? They're like, no. And then they go running out. Dude, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen multiple times.
There's these two dudes that go around doing that. And that's their thing. Because I think they're brown belt or black belt. They're probably black belt now. So they go around different jiu-jitsu schools that they've never heard of. And they just pop up out of nowhere. And they go inside, they videotape it all. You go inside and it looks like someone converted a living room into a jiu-jitsu school. They took out all the furniture, ripped all the flooring off, and just laid mats out. I'm serious.
I mean, hey, Do what you got to do.
But they call out the guy. Like there's this one thing where they went in and they're like, hey, let's roll. And the guy's like, nah, I'm okay. Like I'm hurt or whatever. He's like, what are you hurt?
Hold on. Was this, I think I've seen this video. It's a gray mat.
Yes.
Yes. I have seen this video.
Yes.
So he taps him out with like a triangle or something.
Right, yeah.
And then afterwards he's like, you're not a real black belt, huh?
Yeah.
No. He goes, okay, I just wanted you to tell me that, right?
Yeah.
And then he's super
that was
cool
that
about
video.
it.
That was that video.
I have seen that. But I didn't know that was their thing. They did that to multiple schools.
Yeah, they do that. They go around, they go to multiple schools, and they just try to expose who the fake martial artists are, specifically jiu-jitsu, because that's what they do. It's like, it's the funniest thing. And it's crazy that they still have like followers or they still have people paying them. You know, I don't know. It's just.
Well, it's funny because even in jiu-jitsu, you have your hobby schools and your competition schools.
What do you mean hobbies? Like what's
hobby
the difference?
Schools. Like, okay, so if you're a competitor, you train jiu-jitsu because you want to compete in jiu-jitsu, right? And there's schools for that, right? So like Atos, Art of Jiu-Jitsu, and then there's like in between, right? Like, would you say everybody at Shingenia competes?
Mm-mm.
No, right? So
some people do.
Yeah, so that's probably like I'll probably have an in-between academy, right?
Right.
Hobbyist is like, it's just people who want to go there, learn jiu-jitsu, get their belts and stripes, and have a good day, right? It's not people that really want to have that edge, have hard rounds, all that. So it's kind of like
I had no idea. I thought a school was just a school. I had no idea that.
Dude, because you've only been training for what, 4 months?
Yeah.
Nah, dude, you'll see like, okay, so I train at Brea Jiu-Jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
And we have my coach, Dan Lukart, has a policy where he can bring in, he has he'll let people stay at his gym.
Right.
Right. So we have guys that come from Canada. We have guys that come from Brazil. And they just sleep on the mats. We have a shower. Right. And they just stay at the gym when they compete in Pans, Worlds.
They live there.
They'll live there for a couple days. And then we have guys that, they want to move here,
just to go to that school.
Well, just to move here, right? Because people think that Brazil is the capital of jiu-jitsu. It's not. It's Southern California, right?
Okay.
Here we have Atos in San Diego. Keena Cornelius is in San Diego. All the big names in jiu-jitsu are in SoCal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have a bunch of Gracie Bajas, right?
Would you say that, so the Gracie Bajas, would they be more the in-between? Because that's all I see, basically.
Right. That's all you see around here.
Yeah.
I would even put, because I train at a couple Gracie Bajas right now, I would probably put them in the middle.
Uh-huh.
But I would say most Gracie Bajas are probably on the hobbyist side, just from pure observation. But you do have, have you ever heard of Homolo Bahal?
I have no, I don't even know what that is.
So he's really famous because Chingueño is famous for his spider guard.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, yep.
Homolo Bahal's famous for his spider guard as well, but he's very popular for his knee cuts. Like his knee slice pass is devastating, right?
What is that?
Knee slice?
Yeah.
It's a type of guard pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll learn that.
Yeah. Yeah, do that.
Okay.
But his school is competition school. When I remember when I was 18, I asked my mom, because he's in the Valley. He's in Northridge.
Okay.
I asked my mom, do you think maybe on Saturdays you could take me here so I could go roll with all these monsters?
Damn.
Yeah, but it's just too far.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about taking martial arts as a person? What do you...
I think it's one of the most beneficial things you could do.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of truth in learning to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. And then everything in jiu-jitsu, you've probably already seen.
Not even in jiu-jitsu though, in any martial arts, overall, kickboxing, boxing.
Right. It depends on the instructor. If you're going to talk about martial arts, I would say it depends on the instructor, right? So there's two categories, hobbyist and competitor, right? If you're at a place that's competitive, right? But you can learn to be comfortable in the uncomfortable on a football team, on a basketball team. You can learn all these characteristics, right? But with martial arts, I would say it's a lot more tangible. So, for instance, if you're in a team sport, right? And let's say you guys lose, you have somebody to blame. You can blame the coach. You can blame your point guard for not passing you the ball, right? Whereas martial arts, to me, are so valuable because all you have is you, right? It's all your responsibility. It's all what's the word I'm looking for?
It falls on yourself, basically.
Yeah. So like I compete, and when you lose, it really sucks. But when you win, it really feels good, right? It's the best feeling in the world.
I think everybody should do it. Not only that, because I like how you pinpointed that with the team sports and the individual sports. Everybody needs to learn how to lose because there's too many of sports that pass out participation trophies, or
absolutely.
If you're a quarterback, you're like, my O-line didn't protect me, or my running back sucked today.
Yeah, you can't achieve personal responsibility when you have a team. It's so easy to just point the finger. Similar to politics.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I think everybody should do that because everybody should get the feeling of, hey, I got my bell rung today. I'm a person. I'm not above everybody else on this super hierarchy bracket. Like, I lost because I lost and I didn't put in the work. Or that person has been in this game for 15 years and I've barely going in 4 months. That's why I lost. I still have a lot of learning to do. I just think everybody should at least try it. You know, if you haven't tried it, consider it. Go to a class at least once a week. See how it is. Guess what? If you think you're the shit because you're this big dude or you think you know how to fight, go to an actual school and get your bell rung. You'll get put in place real quick. I think too many people now, they think, especially like on social media and stuff like that, everybody thinks that they're better and above everybody, you know, just because that person hasn't been put in their place yet.
Or repetitive validation will definitely give you entitlement. You know?
And that's what I hate. That's one of my pet peeves too. I'm glad you said that. One of the things that I hate is people who think they're entitled to everything. I deserve this. I deserve this because I did this, or I deserve this because of this. Like,
I'm sure you've noticed that with clients too as a trainer. Clients who are very impatient, right?
Well, it depends. What impatience are you talking about?
So, I mean, like, you get those clients that, you know, you explain to them this is going to be a process, right? And it doesn't happen right away, right? They don't lose the weight right away. Their lower back pain doesn't go away right away.
Right.
And even after you've told them time and time again it's a process, right? They still are super impatient and they just don't understand that it's going to take time. And
that's with everything in life, though. It's not only like, the gym. And that's what I tell my clients day one. I'm like, listen, you came to me because you have an issue. My job is to help you get over that issue or to help you not fix it completely depending on what that issue is, but help you get better, right? And I tell them it's going to be a long process. So day one, I always say to them, listen, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 2 or 3 months. You got to give it 6 months to a year's process.
But it's like when you have a society, it's just instant gratification all the time.
You want things quick and now, and that's not how it works.
No, and that's not how martial arts works either.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I mean, I didn't start tapping out maybe upper belts or people my rank until maybe like a year into jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it took a while. It took a while for me to start seeing, oh, wow, now I'm starting to go rounds without getting tapped by the brown belt 5 times in 5 minutes, right?
Right.
So it's such a process, and that's why I think people need to fall in love with small victories because those lead to big victories.
Agree. No, I completely agree. I don't know, man. It's just like with my clients too, the patience thing. And when I run into that problem, a lot of time, like, I'm not saying that I haven't, because now I have, and I'm not tooting my own horn, I'm not being cocky or anything, but I've fired clients. So I've gotten into a point in my career.
So have I.
Like, you know, I'm serious. So the first few years, you take anybody you can get because you're just trying to get clients left and right and you're trying to get paid. You're a new hungry trainer and you've been in it. You just got your cert. And you're just trying to get as much as possible. But as you grow over the years, like me, if someone's still being an ass and treating me and like
And
treating me
you've
like a
been
slave,
bending over
Yeah.
backwards to get this
Then-
person results.
yep, then I'll be like, hey, it's not working out. Like, I think you should see somebody else, because I
Yeah.
don't put up with that. Like, I have fired people before. Like this one guy, it's funny the way people see trainers too. They think just because they pay for you, they can treat you however you want.
Well, you realize some people don't want results. They just want somebody to hang out with a couple times a week. Right? So
Right.
that's why being a trainer is weird, because it's like you got to be a trainer, you got to be
Therapist.
a therapist. Yeah, that's the big
Yeah.
one. That's the big one. A therapist, a best friend.
Yeah.
Right? A shoulder to cry on.
See,
It's-
I'm all about that, but I'm not.
So am I. So am I.
not like I'm totally cool with that. Like if they tell me like, hey, I just hired you because I just need to talk to somebody. Yeah, I still want
Nobody
to
ever
move
says
around.
that though.
I've had a lady tell me
Have
that.
you?
Yeah. A lady came in when I used to work at LA Fitness, believe it or not. She's like, listen, I bought prep packages and stuff like that. I want to get some workout in, but she's like, I just need to go somewhere else and talk to somebody. I was like,
She must have had the hots for you.
okay. I have no idea. I haven't seen her again. Her name was, I forgot what her name was, but yeah, like I've had some people do that. And I'm all for it. But the thing that I don't appreciate is people treating you the way they want to treat you because they're paying for your service. I don't know if you've had
Yep.
anybody else treat you really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had a client recently. Like, I overheard him. He's been with me for maybe 2 years.
Mhm.
Spinal stenosis. And I heard him talking to somebody. And I forget what he said, but he was mentioning things that he's like, somebody told him like, hey, you're looking really good. You're looking like you're losing weight. And he goes, well, it's just dependent on what my trainer puts me through. Right? And in my head, I was like, that's not true. How many times have I like shoved personal responsibility down your throat,
Right.
saying that like, I control what you do 3 hours a week. Whatever you do on your time, like the progress is dependent on the person. It's not dependent on the trainer, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you absolutely cannot make it drink, right? So it's funny to me when clients get an attitude or something like that when they haven't put in the work in the first place, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I hate when people bitch and complain and they're like, why am I not seeing results? Well, I see your Instagram stories.
You go down the list.
I see your Instagram stories. You go out and you go drinking heavily with your friends Friday, Saturday, and you got Sunday brunches every weekend.
Yep.
You only see me twice a week. And I try to put you through the best workout possible with what you're going through. And then you go have a cheeseburger that same night. So there's only so much we can do in the hour that we work with that person. It all falls, like you're right, it all falls under the individual itself, just like martial arts. Whatever time you put in, that's what you're going to get out of it. And that's with anything else, growing your own business, whatever it is, getting training, martial arts. Like
that's why, like the first session I get a client, I'll usually I'll have them tell me what their lifestyle is like, right? And so I put it into 5 categories. I'll usually say exercise, water intake, nutrition, sleep, and then what's the last one? Well, brain fart.
I have a lot of those on here. Don't worry.
Hydration.
Okay.
So I tell them like, out of those 5, I call it the 5 consistencies. I say, out of those 5, which ones are you lacking in? And 9 times out of 10, they'll list like 3 to 4 out of 5. I've had people say all 5 I'm lacking in, and I'm like, okay, well, this is why
Right.
we need to make some serious changes for your health and your fitness, right?
Right.
And then at the end of each month, I don't know, you may do like a result check, right, or like a check mark maybe every month.
I do it every 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually like that. Yeah. So what I would do is I'd get them on the scale or I'd measure them. And if we're not even close or we're not maintaining or progressing, I go, all right, let's go down the 5. Which ones are you lacking in, right? Because it comes down to lifestyle mainly, right?
Yeah. No, a lot of people too, they think that they can, just because they have a trainer and work out, they can do the same lifestyle and still get results. When it's like, that's not that's not how it works. It's not how this works. It's not how
Mm-mm.
fitness works.
Mm-mm.
You gotta the reason why you hired a trainer is because you need help, right? And that's what people don't understand. Some people understand. A lot of people do understand what they're signing up for, but for those few percentage,
And we appreciate those people.
yeah,
A lot.
oh hell yeah, because you can see it with your
They
clients
want it.
too.
They
You
have
could
the fire.
like I get jacked up and stoked when someone comes in and I know they're getting after it and I know they want to see results. I know they're eating clean. I know that they're taking care of their water intake. I know that they're sleeping well. I know that their recovery is on point. I know that they're doing workouts at home that I prescribe them.
Yeah.
So those people I get super jacked up for because I'm like, okay, I trained this person today. All right, this person's going to put in work.
I had something new that one of my super successful clients did a couple months ago. She told me she has this new morning routine. And I was like, what? A morning routine? Like she before our workout, before she meets with us around 11 a.m.,
Okay.
she has her breakfast. She like meditates.
Really?
And she does all these things before she
Trains with you.
yeah. And it's like, and she like right now we're doing like kind of a powerlifting split. Right. So she wants to get her numbers up on like squats, bench, deadlift, right?
Mhm.
But it didn't start like that. At first it was just, I want to get in shape. Right. But it's crazy to see, like we've talked about the bad side of clients, but on the good side of clients, it's crazy to see how like one good decision really does lead to another. Right.
And it starts with slow baby steps too.
It's all baby steps. Yeah.
So they usually start with, I just want to get in shape. And then they fall in love with the process because they see results. And they're like, oh, okay, well, how about I do this? Okay, let's do that. And then 3 or 4 months goes by. Hey, I saw someone powerlifting.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into it. So
Yeah.
that's what gets me jacked up too, because it shows that they're trying as a client too. Like they care. They care about their well-being. They care about coming into the gym and making themselves better. Not only just the gym, but out in life too, because it does bring confidence up in that individual, whether like in their marriage or as a parent, like if you're a mom or a dad, as a grandparent, uncle, aunt, whatever the case may be, a teacher, if you're a speaker, if you're a public speaker, you have no idea how much that brings their confidence up.
Yeah.
Like I train a public speaker and he's like, dude, I've just been on fire on stage. Like me working out built my confidence so much that I walk around with my chest up and my voice is louder. I can project my voice a lot more when I'm speaking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's what fires me up. I'm like, damn, that's so cool to see. And I'm sure for you too, it like you get a little warm-hearted when you hear stuff like that.
Absolutely. You know, I had a client message me this morning. Last week I actually put him through a GOTA workout because
No way.
yes, I did.
Wait, I think I saw that on your story. Did you post that?
No, I did not post about it. Yeah. But no, you probably saw my football player. So he's a football player. He's on a full like movement pattern because he does like he lifts with his school. He goes to Esperanza. So he lifts with his school. So then 3 days a week, we just work on athleticism and movement, right? So a lot of speed work, getting him on the balls of his feet, all that good old go to heel away stuff that everyone's like, what the heck is that? Yeah, I'm getting constant messages like, what is this? You know?
Right. Is that, so the GOTA, is that, it's not new, right? But is it?
It is new.
It is new.
Yeah.
How new?
Ugh, I don't know. I think the book was written like 4 to 6 years ago, but don't quote me on that, please. But so, and what's funny is there's like, I was listening to one of the GOTA coaches on a podcast, and he was getting in this heated debate with Olympic lifting coaches that were saying GOTA is not scientific because academia hasn't touched base with it, right? But so what GOTA uses is they use thousands and thousands of slow motion footage of professional athletes injuring themselves, and then you assess their movement. Like who's the guy on the, was it the Colts that just got injured? Quarterback?
What's his name? Roscoe, can you look that up?
Yeah.
Prescott?
I have
Oh,
no.
no, that's the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
Yeah,
Dak Prescott.
Dak. Yeah. Okay. So Dak Prescott just tore, I think.
His Achilles?
Yes. Okay. So GOTA talks about the 3 main things. if you are inside edge, is Achilles, ankle, and ACL tears, right? Those three are like in that realm when you go feet out, heels in, inside edge, right? So it's funny because after studying all this GOATA stuff for months, I was just casually watching that game at like a bar, and I saw the injury happen, and they showed the slow motion replay, and sure enough, knee caves in, he's toes out, he's on inside edge, right? The inside ankle bone, right, goes low, and then one of the guys going for the tackle just runs into it and makes it 10 times worse. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, watch. In about 10 minutes, all the GOATA guys are going to post about this. Sure enough, I go on Instagram and they just slow motion footage of that.
Right.
And they're like, this is what happens when you go inside ankle bone low.
See, that's a cool thing that about fitness too, is we're always finding new research and new studies to make athletes better as far as like the GOATA. So I've never heard of that, the GOATA thing, until right now.
Yeah. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's kind of a rabbit hole, dude.
I'm going to need to read about that. But there's always new stuff and new research that's coming out to make athletes better. And since academics hasn't touched it yet, doesn't mean it's not beneficial.
No, and that's what he was saying.
That's a sad part about it. Like, just because it's not published or you haven't, like, it's not in academics doesn't mean that it can't be right. Like, if you look at science, right? Science starts off with a theory. Like, you have like Albert Einstein, or you have you have all those guys that started out with the idea like,
Yeah, well, the scientific process, as long as you're achieving all those parts in the scientific process, it's technically a science.
Right. And that's,
So if you have data, observation, and then you come to conclusions, and your conclusions are forever changing, right? Then you've completed something scientific.
Exactly.
But it's like if people don't see scientists actually in a lab. But what's funny is on the podcast, even one of the GOATA coaches was saying, dude, we have a doctor, we have a chiropractor, we have a whole staff that like checks out our athletes.
Yeah, but even doctors and physical therapists get shit wrong too. Like,
absolutely. Are you kidding me?
There's doctors that push keto. There's physical therapists.
Dude, I'm getting more and more anti-doctor by the day. Like,
well, because we talked about the con thing about social media and the internet. Now, like, this is a pro thing. We have so much information out there that is right and correct that we know who's actually bullshitting. Like, doctors who push keto. The keto is the best, newest diet out there. I think it should be for everybody. Dude, what? Physical therapist saying, you can never walk again. An orthopedic surgeon, I just did a patella replacement. Like, you can't squat again.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
You talk to a doctor, he's going to want to medicate you no matter what. No matter what. If you talk to a surgeon, he's going to want to cut you open no matter what, right? And that's the unfortunate part is.
Yeah, it sucks. And that's the big pharmaceutical companies pushing pills into people's bodies.
Absolutely.
Where it's like, hey, I mean, there is a time and a place for that. But at the same time, you should not be taking it throughout your whole injury recovery, because there is a point in time where you do get better and you should be moving. I've seen physical therapists push movement right away after surgery. Like, I was talking to Javier 2 weeks ago, and
I train him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And he was on the show, and he was telling me, he's like, usually the physical therapists that push movement right away after surgery get more out of the individual that they're working with than the person that takes 6 months off surgery and goes to a therapist, because you're stagnant.
Well, I think that's been a big distinguisher between physical therapists and good trainers. Not all trainers, good trainers.
Yeah, good trainers.
Is trainers will focus on range of motion. A good trainer will focus on range of motion and strength, right? Whereas physical therapy, sometimes you're just a number. It's like Walmart, get your shit in, get out, right? You're in there for 6 months, 3 months doing your therapy. And then as long as they can see you moving, as long as you have range of motion, they're like, all right, you're good, go. Right?
See, that's what sucks, because these guys have,
it's terrible.
These guys have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, doctorate degrees,
Yeah.
and they're doing this. They're coming in, hey, your external, internal rotation on your shoulder's fine.
I
Like
think-
you're good. You're like it's like, wait, what?
I think that's what's funny though is, they have all these degrees, but that's what I mean. A degree does not equal intelligence, right? It's like you need the research, you need the brains for sure, but you also need the experience, right? That's why, like, I probably wouldn't have anybody that I'm training do something that I haven't tried out myself,
Right.
right?
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like because I've seen coaches put a lady or a guy on a Bosu ball, single leg, and they're doing a squat to a press. Why are you doing that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Did they learn to squat and press before the Bosu ball?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but you see like weird shit like that, and a lot
Yeah.
of coaches, you can tell they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or doctors or physical therapists. And I think with the information now coming out, everybody's getting smarter. Everybody
Mhm.
has an idea or a certain amount of knowledge about some sort of thing that they researched, right? Like if you got injured or if I got injured, I'm going to research all that I can because of our backgrounds of what's going to help. Now, if I go to Dr. Dipshit who looks at me as like a number and he's like, okay, you're done. I'm going to be like, look, I've been doing this for like, I'm not a doctor, but I know that this isn't right, and I just think it needs to be fixed. I saw a quote that says physical therapists should look to good coaches and good coaches should look to physical therapists. Like we should be on the same page as far as movement and how to move and how the body should move. Like shit's coming out every day of movement patterns and the freaking Goda technique, and I think we're just getting better as a society, as in that state, as far as like the fitness level. Like those are the big pros.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's just, it sucks because there's no, what is that word? There's no backlash for doctors. Like you've probably seen on the magazine, lose 15 pounds in 15 days, or lose 100 pounds in a month, or lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks. I'm like, wait, what? You're a doctor on the freaking cover of a magazine and you're pushing false knowledge, or not false knowledge. Yeah, that could happen, but that's not the healthiest way to go.
No. And I think that creates this notion that people need to find the secret formula, right? There's always a secret formula results, and oftentimes it's just the basics.
Yeah.
It's just drink plenty of water, move your freaking body, eat good, get some damn sleep, right?
Yeah.
And search for knowledge, right?
Right.
But it's not everyone wants the magic pill nowadays.
Well,
those doctors are feeding that industry, right? They're feeding the detox teas and the weight loss pills and all that. It's terrible.
Which for one, they don't do shit. Like the thermogenics, it'll heat up your body like temperature.
Do you know Jordan Siat or Siat?
Yeah,
He's
I
a
follow
trainer.
him. He's dope.
Yeah, I'm
I
constantly
love
sharing
him.
his stuff. He's a trainer from New York. He's really, really good. But I remember he came out with this video and he's like, teas, detox teas do not detox your body. He goes, you know what detoxes your body? Your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys. Those are what detoxes your body naturally. Don't listen to all this bullshit advice.
Well, and it sucks because those people that are pushing those products, they're making a killing feeding these people bullshit.
Yeah.
And
sheep.
Yeah, and a lot of these people don't know it, which I kind of feel bad for because they don't know they're being fed bullshit.
But that's why they need voices like us to tell them like, hey, there's no secret.
Yeah.
There's no secret.
Have you ever had a client where even though so I've had a client, right? Maybe this has happened to you. She asks you for advice and she does a complete different thing, or he.
Oh yeah. I mean, I got friends that do that on the regular, I'm
like, dude, what are you doing? We just had a conversation about this. The reason why you asked me a question is because you need help. Now you're doing this other thing out in right field. I don't know, it just frustrates me.
Yeah.
And those things are fads too, like the fit teas, the freaking what else is out there?
My favorite is all the TV commercials for certain workout equipment.
like
the ab bands or whatever, all that shit.
Yes, let's get into
the
this.
shake weights.
Six pack. Oh, the shake.
The shake weights.
I'm sorry, I'm a fan of the shake weight, dude. Yeah, I think that's a functional tool.
Oh my god!
I'm just kidding.
Or what's that one thing that you squat on it and it's the seat? You squat on a seat and it goes down. Roscoe, can you look that up?
Oh,
what's that
God.
called?
Have you seen that? It was a commercial. It was a huge hit for like a quick second.
You sit on it?
Yeah.
See, already that's a huge issue. Because if you're exercising, you're trying to get away from a sedentary lifestyle. And then you have a tool that teaches you to sit down.
So it pushes you back
backwards.
up. So you've been on an Airdyne, right?
A what?
An Airdyne. Like a bike, one of those Airdyne wind bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the seat is just like that. Imagine that, but it goes down. It has like freaking hydraulics or something. It goes down and then it pushes you back up, and it's for squatting. It's this weird freaking thing, and
Yeah,
it was out.
That gets you to burn a lot of calories. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're in a caloric deficit, and you're doing that, would you just need to do it faster to burn thousands of calories? Is that the trick?
I have no idea.
You should look into it, dude.
Did you get something, Roscoe?
The All-Star Innovation Squat Magic Home Gym Workout. Oh my gosh.
That's it.
Oh, dude, it looks like
That's it.
that's terrible.
Yeah. So there's shit like that being pushed, and
That's
everybody's buying that. Like everybody's being fed
That's
bullshit, you know. And I kind of
love the diagrams that teach you how to do it.
Wait, what is on this? So it's called the All-Star Innovation Squat Magic Home Gym Workout Sculpt Abs, Butt, Core, Legs, and Thighs.
Do you follow the
Your
move?
thighs are your legs. Like what? What is this on? Is this a website? It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
See, that's ridiculous. That the freaking Sweet Sweat.
Don't even get me started on Sweet Sweat. Because in the MMA world, everybody uses Sweet Sweat. I'm trying to cut weight for a fight. So they use Sweet Sweat. I'm just
No
constantly
way.
Face palming.
What?
I'm
Is that
like,
a huge
yo.
thing?
It's a common thing, yeah, dude. For amateur fighters and
Oh my god.
yeah. But what I was gonna say is, have you ever seen the Move You guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
I love those guys.
So they will do like reviews on those products.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so they get one of their really mobile, strong guys to do it, and they just roast the product. It's hilarious.
What?
They have a rodeo boy exercise fitness machine.
What? What is that?
I don't know.
What is it called? No freaking way.
Oh my god. Hold on. It's $767.
What? What's that bar in Huntington where you ride the bull?
I don't know.
The black bull.
I don't know the bar, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god. So for all the listeners, look up Rodeo Boy exercise fitness machine. Wow. Wow. I've seen it all. This is ridiculous.
How are you going to get a workout with that thing?
Oh my god. You
It's
know,
terrible.
like that's the shit that I'm talking about. That's being pushed, and a lot of stupid people like.
See,
not
if Toys
stupid.
R Us started selling stuff like that, they probably wouldn't have closed down.
I miss Toys R Us, dude.
Dude, wouldn't you get a kid that looks like for a kid that looks super fun,
Oh, yeah.
but for an adult, you're just an idiot if you sit on that and think you're gonna burn calories.
First off, if you look at the model, if anybody asked me to model one of those, there's no way in hell you can catch me on one of those things. Like I don't know how. Like we're adults, so it's like when you see that, you're like, oh, okay.
What I'd like to know is who's the staff that hired a trainer to come and check it out to see if it actually works. Right? I want to meet that trainer. I want to meet that trainer and know all his secrets.
He probably does sculpt abs in 60 seconds.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
You ever see those coaches like that are on like Good Morning America or like any of those stupid
Insanity.
talk shows. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you can burn a lot of calories,
Absolutely.
but a lot of them are dumb. I'm like, wait, what? You're a celebrity trainer and you're on
Yeah.
Good Morning America
Yeah.
and you're doing this?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm pretty shocked. And it kind of sucks because it gives us kind of a bad name too. Like
It does.
You do have good coaches and you do have bad coaches, right? But when I see those guys or like the fitness influencers,
You're like, this is why we cannot have nice things.
well, that's the thing that freaking turns me off. Like you see, like, have you ever seen a person with 1 million followers and they're doing a workout and they're like, this does this does this. In your mind.
That's like every Insta model that does band work with terrible form. Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of my pet peeves too.
Yeah.
I don't mind resistance training and band work, but if you're doing it with, like, and your form's completely off.
Knees in.
Oh my God. Watch this booty pump.
Yeah,
60
we're in
seconds
Gymshark.
and high socks.
Oh my God.
They're using the giant bow to do the stretches.
The what?
The bow thing?
The bow.
Like, have you not seen this?
Oh
my
God.
Lord.
Have you not seen the commercials
Yeah,
for this thing?
yes, I have. And you can do everything with that.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Why would you need to buy anything else or do anything else?
Yes.
That literally looks like a
Yes.
bow for a freaking arrow.
That's what
What is
kills
that
me.
called? What is that called?
It's the portable home gym workout bow. Best resistant bands, bow workouts, resistant bow, fitness equipment.
See,
$200, guys. $200.
See, if you want
For
to
you
resist,
today.
first off, you could get resistance band for like $10 off Amazon.
Dude,
Why do you need
yeah.
to spend $200
You get a pack
on a?
of 3 for $15 at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
Yeah, it's free. It's oh my! Or like go on Perform Better. PerformBetter.com has bands, and they have like a pack of 7 for $20. You know, and they push shit products like that. Like it's dude, I don't know. The fitness industry is going in a whirlwind of shit up and down. You know.
Yep.
I don't know. For me, the thing that I'm trying to push as an individual too is for my clients to know, hey, I know that you're not going to be with me for a long time. So like stuff like that doesn't work. The amount of work you put in and what we do in the gym is what works. And when you're off on your own, I want you to have the knowledge of, hey, I've been doing this for a while. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. I know what's bullshit, what's not bullshit too. And that's why I love being a coach, is because I love teaching people and giving people the information that isn't being pushed a lot, like crappy fitness equipment on there, you know, like so people know and understand, hey, that doesn't work. Well, why? Well, because my coach told me this, and this. It's actually right. It's all about hard work. It's not like some fancy gym equipment.
That's what I mean. There's no secret.
Yeah,
right?
there's no detox. There's no warm cream that you put on your stomach to make you lose weight. Like there's no secret. Like we were going
Have
back.
you tried the cream, Alex?
Yeah. It's first off, it's messy.
You should just try it.
I've tried it. My sister has one. She had one. I hope she doesn't use it anymore. And I tried it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this just to see what it is. Doesn't do shit. It like literally doesn't do anything. Maybe heats up your body a little bit and you're warm around your midsection, but that's basically it. Especially for the new coaches as well, or like because when you're a new coach too, you look at the Instagram models and you look at the stuff like that, and you look at what's cool and what's in and what's not, and you see them coming in. So like my advice, if you're an oncoming coach, for the listeners, if you're a coach or not, it's like shadow coaches that have been in the game for 8 or 9 years.
Absolutely.
Or like 5 years.
I think there should be, who knows, maybe this is a good business idea. Start a program where you can, after a trainer gets their cert, right? They can come to you and learn how to be a trainer, like how to implement it, right? Because it's like, you know, if you're a chiropractor, you have to do the research and then you got to do lab work, actually working with people, right? And that's your practice. If you're a doctor, it's the same thing, right?
Getting that experience.
Yeah, trainers should get that too.
Well, that's the thing too. When you get your cert, you just get your cert and they just throw you into a lion's den.
Yeah.
They don't get you ready for what you're going to go into, like the the physical aspect of it, the mental aspect of it,
Yeah.
what kind of people you're going to be dealing with, what bullshit's going to come at you, like a freaking shake weight thing, or like fit loss teas or anything else like that. Dude, I've heard trainers, and this is recently, I've heard trainers tell their clients, yeah, I'm taking this new diet pill, really works, you should try it. It's like, that's not what we should be putting to our clients. That's not what you should be telling your client. And that's a sad part about our industry too. It's like you see that, and now you're feeding that person bullshit.
Well,
and that trick, that like is a domino effect of things worse to come in the future.
I think the bodybuilding industry also, they've promoted a lot of supplementation, right?
Yeah.
So when you promote so much supplementation, people think, okay, protein, right? I need to get a protein supplement. Rather than being like, okay, well, let me look at my food and see how much protein I'm actually intaking.
Yeah.
And if I need to supplement, right? So it's taught people to supplements first, food last, when it should be the other way around.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. So the only supplements I take is like is a protein powder, and that's because we're on the go. So I don't have time. So yeah, I'll make a protein shake. But is that main source of protein? No. I eat chicken. I eat turkey. I eat my meats. I eat vegetables, fruits, and everything else like that. And that's what we should be pushing too as coaches. Supplements don't mean shit, because when I was 18, I used to buy.
They don't.
Dude, I'll admit to this. Like, I used to buy like test boosters and creatines and all like everything. You name it. I would spend like $300 a month because some guy would tell me, this will get you bigger. This will get you bigger. Well, it's like, actually, if you think about it, you don't need a lot. You really don't. Lift some heavy ass weights. Eat some nutrient dense foods. Make sure your protein's high, depending on what you're doing. See how your caloric calories are, and go from there. Like, and a lot of the times too, the bodybuilders that you were saying, they're doing a lot of stuff behind the back end as well. Like, they're taking steroids,
dude,
and a lot of them aren't even like, they don't tell people. That's their main thing. That's why they're huge, because they're taking shit. It's
the human body's not meant to look like that,
No, it's
and
not.
people don't realize that. They think it's achievable, which it is, but
if you do the stuff that they're doing.
I mean, from what I've seen, if you take steroids, there's like, you're pretty much a walking science experiment if you want to do it, quote unquote, the correct way.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not, in my opinion as an athlete, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Who was it? TJ Dillashaw got caught.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't hear about that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So like, that's why he hasn't fought, and that's why his belt got taken away. It's like he got caught taking it was like Clint.
Is that why he opened up a juice bar?
In Yorba Linda? No, it's kind of like, it works like clenbuterol. So it helps you lose weight like really, really fast.
But it's like a FDA banned.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. It got FDA banned. And he got caught taking that. So it's like, when you do that stuff, make sure at least people know. So you're telling the truth in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks. It's like, people will respect you more if you tell them, yeah, I'm doing this. I am. And there's very few bodybuilders and pro athletes and Instagram models and influencers that do that. There are people that are like, yeah, I do steroids. So what? I admit it, But then there's people, nah, bro, I'm natural. Really?
You're not natural.
Like, you're 300.
Do you remember Kali Muscle?
Oh, I
Dude,
couldn't stand that guy.
I loved when he would tell people he was natural. He's like, I went to prison and all I would eat was ramen and then coffee grounds and Pepsi.
Oh,
and he's like, this is all I had. And then I just
like,
did pull-ups and just jail workouts, and this is how he got big. It's
see,
like,
that's all.
It's like, dude, you got big from a needle in your butt.
Yeah.
Like, admit it.
Yeah. And dude, when I was a kid, I used to be like, okay. I was getting fed bullshit, and I was like, okay, like, I listened. But as you get older and you do your research and you go down the right path, you see, damn, this person was taking steroids the whole time. He just told me a lie.
Which, don't get me wrong, if you do take steroids, you still do have to put in work.
Yes.
So let's not get that twisted for the people that do take steroids that are listening to this. But it's like accelerated, you know?
Yeah, that's all it is accelerated recovery. And that's basically it.
Yep.
You know, I used to take some. I said it on the show plenty of times.
What did you dabble with?
So I dabble with Test, Tren, Winstrol, Clenbuterol, Anavar, ephedrine.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'll admit it, I dabbled with a lot. And when people ask me, have you done steroids? Yes. Yes, I have.
Because then you can tell them about the consequences.
Right.
Or
would I do them again? Fuck no.
Yeah.
Because it tore my body apart. I literally lived in hell for 2 years because I took it 2 years straight. I had no off.
Or you had no 12 weeks on, 12 weeks
Nope.
off?
I
Yep.
just
I have a lot of friends that have seen some serious damage from that.
Yeah. So luckily for me, I haven't seen anything. So I took it from 2012 to 2014, 2 years straight. Did a post-cycle therapy right after that. Didn't see any negative effects, except I got really, really skinny at one point, and then my strength started to go back up. My hormonal levels changed and fluctuated a lot. My sex drive was off, you know, but
Yeah.
when people tell me or ask me, have you done it before? Yeah, I have. I'm not going to lie to you and feed you bullshit and tell you I haven't. I got big naturally. I'm 135 right now. I was 165, almost 170 when I was on that stuff. You know, so it's like, you're not, if you see me in a month and I'm 10 pounds heavier, you know, I'm not going to tell you, oh, I just ate a lot more. It's like, no, something's up, you know, and I just feel like people need to open up about that stuff, and people in the fitness industry need to stop feeding.
What's another thing? Like
bullshit.
you'll know if it's an unhealthy habit if you can't be honest about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. I don't know. Like, what's your take as far as new coaches coming in and going through all that stuff?
I mean, if I think it's just misinformation.
Well,
It's
what would your advice be?
Well, it depends on the goal, right? If you want to win a bodybuilding competition, you're going to have to take steroids to win a bodybuilding competition.
Well, yeah, but no, what's your advice as far as, because we're getting
like
fed.
Coaches?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what's
no,
your
no, no,
advice
yeah.
on
So-
new coaches coming in, getting fed that BS?
Getting fed that BS? I mean, it's just, it depends on the goal though, right? So like I disagree with bodybuilding completely as an athlete, right? I don't think it's functional. But if you want to be a bodybuilding coach, right, and you want to train people for the stage, yeah, that might be, unfortunately, a route you take, right? But yeah, if you're gonna be a coach, you got to figure out what market you want to be a coach in, right? So if you want to be a coach that can coach anybody, right, you definitely need to
General population.
Yeah, general population. You know, like health, focus on staying lean, all that stuff, right? And if you're going to promote a healthy lifestyle, you definitely need to promote staying away from any sort of substance that's going to mess with your hormones, right?
Yeah.
And you could probably attest to that for sure. You know?
Oh, yeah. Firsthand.
Yeah.
Like firsthand. Yeah. I mean, let's just hope that the fitness industry doesn't get worse, you know, because it's been fed BS.
That's another thing with, you know, I definitely have a bias against bodybuilding. Like, I think, you know, it's very image and aesthetic space. And it's like, as a trainer, sometimes you're a psychologist trying to teach people like, hey, be comfortable with where you're at right now because it's going to be different. But how can you teach a person to be comfortable where they're at if they're constantly in front of the mirror? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I just think that the physique and bodybuilding industry does kind of push that narrative for people.
Yeah, because when people look at fitness, they look at that, right? They look at a magazine cover.
They don't look at athletes or people who are just in the weight room killing it, right?
Right.
It's like focus on ability first and the weight will come off and everything else will figure itself out.
Right. And a lot more, and I've seen that a lot more too, like stuff coming off Instagram, like you got to move more functionally. You got to move better. That's the whole point of fitness. Everybody's fitness does not mean you look like a freaking Greek god. Fitness is how, like, fitness.
Well, it has to do with survival, first of all, right?
One, and it depends on the individual itself. Like, what fitness might be
Another
to you.
reason why jiu-jitsu is so good for you.
Yeah. What fitness might be to you might be fitness to somebody else. So we have this all just different ideas of what fitness is.
Mhm.
Is an aesthetically or bodybuilding person fit? Well, can he run a mile? Can he swing a kettlebell? Is he functional? Can he do a lot of rotational and is he mobile? Like,
Is he in pain?
right. Is he suffering? Is his
Yeah.
joint suffering? Like,
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman got freaking back surgery.
Dude, Ronnie Coleman, I saw him in person at, I went to Fit Expo a couple years ago, and I saw him in person, and he was in a wheelchair. And it's just like,
Well, and it's sad because kids look at that. Kids look at Ronnie Coleman and all the big guys.
and Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't understand. Arnold got a heart transplant.
Did he really?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he got a heart transplant. And he injected a lot of stuff in his body. So his, Google that because I don't want to put out false information. But
Fake news.
I know, fake news.
Trainer talk, fake news.
Trump. Like people look at that and kids think, oh, he's so big, he's so jacked, he can squat 800 pounds. He's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
Is it worth the moments of fame that you're super strong that you're going to pay for with longevity?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's something that we need to kind of change to as like a whole in the fitness industry. Like, hey, yeah, he squatted.
Set realistic expectations, first of all.
Yeah. And not everybody's bodies can handle 800-pound squat.
Yeah.
Like me and you, our bodies are completely different.
I think another reason too, like young women, right? They I think suffer from this a lot because they see all these Instagram chicks, right? I've explained to a lot of my young female clients, like, cause they get super lean and then, they're like, I really want to lose all this belly fat right here. And I kind of have to explain to them like, well, you're a girl. Like you're supposed to have a certain amount of belly fat, not belly fat, just fat in general to be healthy.
Yeah.
Right. And so naturally women are supposed to have a little bit more fat than men.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's always been a hard conversation to have with female clients.
Yeah. What's up, Roscoe?
So he had a heart surgery, valve replacement in 97, but that wasn't supposed to last forever. So then in 2018, he got a second replacement. So he didn't get his whole heart replaced, but he got the valve replaced.
Yeah. So it's like, and in the beginning too, that's when they were mostly experimenting with steroids. And that was in the 70s, right? That was in the 70s. So it's I don't know, man, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's the thing is you got to look at why he had the transplant in the first place, right?
Yeah. What's the why? Like,
Yeah.
What is behind that?
Mhm.
So yeah, man, I completely agree. But hey, DJ, appreciate you coming on the show, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been awesome.
I know. So everybody, how can they get a hold of you during Instagram?
So my Instagram is DJ_the Savage Giraffe.
Why do you call yourself the giraffe because you're tall?
No. So when I was a white belt and a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, I was like 18, and everybody would guillotine me because my neck's really long. Everybody would guillotine me, so everybody would just call me Giraffe Neck. and then it got super popular, right? So
that name stuck.
I was like, you know what,
DJ the Giraffe.
This is cool.
I thought you got that name because you were tall. I was like,
I am tall, yeah, but it's the fact that like, I mean, I had one of my jiu-jitsu coaches like pull me aside and like go over every single guillotine defense. And nothing worked. I'd be in matches and people would be like, guillotine him.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
Like the opposing coach would yell that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, man, thank you for coming on the show. Greatly appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Bye, everybody.